All right, imagine you're planning a surprise dinner date for someone special. You decide to make a homemade pizza. You think it's going to be like Gordon Ramsay's level of wow. First, you head to the grocery store, fight through the chaos of the produce aisle, then painstakingly knead the dough, carefully spread the sauce, perfectly place the toppings, and bake it to a golden, bubbly perfection. You've invested time, effort, and maybe even a few burnt fingers into this masterpiece. Now, this pizza didn't just magically appear, it's a product of your hard work and dedication. In economics, this idea ties into the concept known as the labor theory of value, originally presented by guys like Adam Smith and David Ricardo. The basic premise is that the value of a product largely comes from the amount of labor and effort that goes into making it. So your pizza, even though it's not exactly from a five-star restaurant, has a certain value because of all the effort you put into making it. If you tried to sell it, you would charge more than just the cost of ingredients. After all, someone else would have to replicate all the effort you've put in too. Now for some humor. Imagine if you told your date that the value of the pizza comes from you heroically battling the checkout line, flour-dusted kitchen wars, and liberally showering your love through a chaotic kitchen orchestra. They might just give you a priceless look of admiration, or maybe just claim they'd pay double for delivery next time. In simpler terms, the next time you see something priced that seems a bit on the higher side, remember there's often a little army of efforts, and maybe some minor kitchen disasters that went into creating it. Appreciating that hard work makes Pizza Hut feel like it's worth every penny, doesn't it? All right, imagine you're in the market for the latest and fanciest smartphone. You know, the one that makes your older model feel like a brick. Now, to understand why you might have to sell a kidney to afford it, let's talk about good old supply and demand, the Beyoncé and Jay-Z of economics. First, let's start with demand. This is how much people want that smartphone. If everyone and their grandma wants the new gadget, the demand is high. But unlike your love for Netflix, demand isn't infinite. There's a budget to consider and just how badly people want that phone. Now, on to supply. This is how many smartphones the company can churn out. If they're pumping them out like pancakes at a Sunday brunch, supply is high. But if there's a chip shortage or factory issues, thanks 2020s, supply can be low. When the demand is high and supply is low, everyone wants it, but there's only a few, prices skyrocket. It's like trying to buy concert tickets for a Taylor Swift show. Everyone's desperate, so prices go through the roof. Conversely, if the supply is high and demand is low, loads of phones, but no one really cares, prices drop faster than your motivation on a Monday morning. Think of it like when that slightly too enthusiastic cousin tries to sell you homemade knitted cat sweaters at the family reunion. Too much supply, and frankly, very little demand. In between these extremes, the price adjusts based on how much people are willing to pay and how much is available. It's like a dance, almost as complicated and sometimes awkward as your moves at a college party. Sellers want to make as much money as possible, and buyers want to spend as little as possible. The price is where those two ambitions find common ground. So next time you're floored by a gadget's price, just remember, it's all about how much people want versus how much is available. It's less evil corporate greed, more a delicate balance of supply and demand. Though sometimes it might feel like it's rigged, much like the vending machine that hoarded your chips. Economics isn't always forgiving, but at least it's easier to understand than your calculus class, right?